Hey, what is up, Internet? Kyle here, Slapshot Toys. Finally, things are starting to calm down. Work is starting to slow down just a little bit. I'm starting to have a little bit more free time, and guess what that means? I finally get to start doing the things that I absolutely love again, and that is figure reviews, which you've seen. I posted quite a few here in the last couple weeks. I have a ton of Hot Toys coming. Can't wait to do those reviews. But probably one of my favorite things to do is collect and read comics, as many of you know. And what I used to do is something called the pool list, where I would originally started out with every one of my single issues I would do a review. Now I'm starting to kind of really transition from single issues into nothing but trade collecting. And so what I started doing was I would take one trade, read it, and then do a little review every Sunday. Unfortunately, life just got a little bit hectic, so I kind of had to stop doing that, even though I absolutely loved it. But I'm back. I finally have time to be able to do these reviews, and I cannot wait because I've been asked, for the last couple months, I've been helping moderate a Facebook site. You may have heard, if you're into action figure collecting, you may have heard of a group called the Syndicate. Well, they actually did a couple offshoots. They have a Syndicate Gaming, but they also have a Syndi-Comics, which is the offshoot just for comic collectors, which I've actually been asked to help moderate. Absolutely love it. It's been fantastic. Some wonderful people on there so far. But I wanted to kind of come up with some content for that site. I'll post obviously to my YouTube channel as well, but that's what this is going to be. So this is going to be just the reviews. This is like kind of my introductory one for the Syndi-Comics page. So I'm going to do a little special double issue where we're going to get 2 reviews. But normally it's just going to be one trade that I picked that came out that week. Read it, review it, short little, I'm going to try to keep it as spoiler free as possible, but unfortunately some of these things I'm going to have to get into spoilers to kind of share my feelings of the books, but I cannot wait. I love reviewing comics, I love talking comics, I love comics. I think that's probably the one thing in my life that, you know, if it came down to it, I give up figure collecting, I give up all that if it just meant I got to keep my comics. So yeah, super excited to do this. So let's not delay that any further. Let's get into them. The 2 comics we're going to take a look at today is going to be Curse Words Volume 2 and Kill or Be Killed Volume 3. First book I want to take a look at tonight is going to be from Image Comics, the amazing creative team of Ed Brubaker, John Phillips, and Elizabeth Brettweiser. I think that's how you pronounce the name. I'm really sorry if it's not. Just to kind of give you guys a little bit of a background as far as what Kill or Be Killed is, since this is Volume 3. It's basically the story about a down-on-his-luck college student in New York City, 20-something. His name's Dylan. Father kills himself at an early age. The girl he's absolutely in love with is dating his roommate, so he's having to like put up with all that type of stuff, and he's just kind of fed up and just done with life. So he decides he's actually going to go ahead and kill himself. As he throws himself off the New York apartment building that they live in, as he's falling, he decides that he wants to live, and then miraculously, all of a sudden, he hits the ground and he's alive. And all of a sudden, standing in front of him is this giant demon, and I mean like an actual spiritual demon. And the demon basically tells him, I saved your life, but now you're going to have to do something for me. And that catch is, Dylan has to kill 1 evil person a month. Otherwise, the demon will come and kill Dylan. And so what we get in the first, to kind of give it a little bit more of a background, what we get in the first chapter is more of Dylan coming to terms with being able to kill somebody. So we see him really struggling with the idea of, am I going to be able to do this? Am I going to be able to kill somebody? In the second volume, we see Dylan becoming a little bit more confident, a little bit more cocky in the way that he is kind of starting to take on higher value targets, really starting to take on some really evil people. But that starts to grab the attention of the New York Police Department, of the Russian mob, all sorts of things that he's going after. And volume 3 is just furthering Dylan even more to where he really starts to question, is this actually the demon making him do this? Is this demon thing real? Or is this just Dylan now in his head just so comfortable and has made his mindset just, I need to do this to be able to rid the world of this evil. So he's really taking that Punisher vigilante like kind of character to heart. And this is just a phenomenal book. Volume 3 just pushes that even further into just a masterpiece category, in my opinion. The character development of Dylan, the way that we get inside his head to where we really start to feel and almost kind of root for him a little bit as he's making these decisions. Like, you know what, they're getting close to my family. They're starting to try to hunt me down, so I'm going to just take them out while I can. And as he's looking into kind of the lives that, by taking out some of these evil men, some of the lives that he's helped, he really just starts to kind of feel like this is his purpose. So now it's not just this dealing whether or not he should kill somebody. Now he's just proactively looking for that next target and getting angry when he sees injustice in the world, and just really kind of pushing that further. And it's just a brilliant read. Like I said, the character development of Dylan alone is unreal. In volume 3, we also get this like really kind of, the demon now turns into more of a mystery, which I really, really like because there's so much they could do with it. Is this demon real? Is it not? We don't know. And it's set up, the pacing of this book is perfect. I mean, the whole time I'm sitting there reading it, it's just building and building and building. And then it has like this amazing crescendo of just violence. And it's done so well. And then all of a sudden, there's this cliffhanger at the end, and I'm like, no! The only bad thing is, this is only 4 issues. That really, really sucked, because like I said, it just kept building, and the action and everything just, it just felt so real. Like, I read this all in one sitting, and I couldn't put it down. And it was just, it's unbelievable. So if you're into like the Punisher, vigilante type, justice type tales, highly, 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 highly recommend Kill or Be Killed. The art in this book is phenomenal. It's very gritty, very real. It just kind of pushes the whole noir tone wonderfully. The way the panels are constructed, it just gives such an energy to the book. Like I said, you just felt like this whole volume, it just keeps building and building and building. And the way that the panels are laid out just really magnifies that. Just really gives it this sense of momentum. And it's just a wonderful book. Can't recommend it enough. So highly, highly, highly recommend if you're looking for something like the Punisher but a different take on it, or like trying to get into the mind of like a character like that. Kill or Be Killed. Can't recommend it enough. Get all 3 volumes. If you've read the first 2, make sure you pick up 3. Unbelievable. Second book I want to take a look at is also from Image Comics, the amazing creative team of Charles Soule and Ryan Brown. This is Curse Words Volume 2. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of an overview of what Curse Words is. It's this story about a wizard that comes to Earth to enslave it. His name is Wizard, but once he actually gets here, he sees the way that humans interact and treat one another, and he decides to stay, and he actually ends up becoming this kind of celebrity superhero type character. So he's doing like all these good deeds. Now granted, people are paying him to do these deeds, but he's like finding lost children and just all this stuff, like he's zapping them up and they're there. And so he's just become this like huge internet sensation type thing, and people just absolutely love him. But the world he came from, called the Whole World, the HOLE, is really mad because obviously he didn't do what he was supposed to do, and he actually abandoned them. And the leader, Syndi, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, is actually sending all his best kind of rogue warriors to get Wizard and to actually enslave Earth. And what we saw at the end of Volume 1 is actually Wizard's girlfriend from the Whole World. She came, they fought, ended up, kind of your typical kind of girl's going to decide that she wants to help him stay, those type of things. So that's what happened at the end of Volume 1. What we actually get in Volume 2 is Syndi getting really, really upset that Ruby also is staying. So he's sending even more warriors, wizard warriors, to actually come and kill both of them and enslave Earth, as he needs that power of Earth to actually kind of take over some threats that are happening in his homeworld. And what we get in this book is absolutely fantastic. This is one of my favorite books currently. I absolutely love it. The humor, the art is stunning, and I mean that in every sense of the word. I mean, just look at that cover, all that just detail, and I mean, it's a neon palette that you can kind of see here in the back, and I'll have some like kind of sample pages here in a second to kind of show you what some of the art looks like. And this is a little bit of the humor too, but just some of the art, I mean, just very colorful, just a ton of neon. It's just a fantastic looking book. And just one more example of the amazing art. But I mean, this is just, it's an unbelievable book. And Volume 2 is just absolutely magnificent. We get some really good kind of looks into what exactly the Whole World is, what Wizard left. But there's still so much mystery with Wizard himself, because they still really haven't addressed why everybody thinks he is so evil. Even the wizards are like, think that he's absolutely awful coming from the Whole World. And they're like, there's no way he changed. There's no way he's doing all this good stuff here on Earth. So it's just, there's a lot of mystery with that. The pacing is really good, where it's giving you little hints, it's giving you little clues, but it's not giving you the whole thing. So there's so many places that the story could go. But this volume actually finally kind of addressed what exactly happens when Wizard uses his magic on Earth. And I thought it was just an absolutely wonderful kind of dynamic of what happens when he recharges his magic. I don't want to spoil it, but it was just a really, really creative use of how Wizard could recharge by using all of our face. And it was just absolutely awesome. I love when they like set up mechanics like that. And then you just have some amazing action from these other wizards coming to try to kill everybody. You have the US government that is now because he's done some questionable things Wizard has, so they're starting to kind of fight back as well. You get some amazing battle sequences. Like I said, the art is unbelievable. This is just a fantastic, fun fantasy. Very funny. The jokes really land very, very well. It's just a lot of fun. This is one of the reasons I'm into comics. It's just a fun escape from reality, and just have, you know, a fun 30-40 minutes to read this book and just escape. And this book is fantastic. I know if you watched any of the live streams from the Syndi-Comics Page, I think Nate, BJ, and I have all mentioned this book every single live stream we have done. Cannot recommend it enough. It is that daggone good. So make sure you guys check out Curse Words. Volume 1 and Volume 2 are both available now. So that's going to do it for my reviews and finally getting to bring back the pull list. I am so excited to be able to share this with the Syndi-Comics Page. I can't wait. The community there has been amazing. All the guys I've talked to has been awesome, just talking collecting, giving like kind of recommendations of books to read, those type of things. It's been wonderful. So if you have any interest in joining us in that, I will have the link for the page in the description below, so make sure you join the Syndi-Comics. We'd love to have you. Love to talk comics, all those type of things. I will be posting the pool list on there every Friday at 5 p.m., as well as my personal YouTube page, Slapshot Toys. So you can find it both places. Really excited to be able to start doing that. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys thought of these books, what you thought of the review. And if you guys, especially if you guys picked up the book because of the review, I would love to know what you guys thought of the book. So make sure you guys let me know in the comments. Let me know on the Facebook page. Love to talk comics with you guys. But that's going to do it for me this evening. Thank you guys so much for checking out these videos, and I'll catch you guys later. See ya.